interesting you bring that up. You were on the cover of Allure in August, I believe, and you had this great quote about being a feminist that I still see like come up on Tumblr. I just saw it this weekend. I just want to read it. It's, feminism to me is standing up for everything that someone else has already done for you. My mom has overcome so much in her life. She makes me want to stand up for myself, stand up to the studio heads who try to tell me that I can't have blonde hair, they want brown hair, or I need bigger boobs, or I need to work out, or I'm too skinny, so like eat a cheeseburger. I stand up for myself every day of my life. I grew up in a family of 4 boys. I'm like a born feminist. I've been a feminist since I was 4 years old. And that's a really great quote. I was wondering, how do your personal values, I guess, affect the type of things that you want to do in your career and now and going forward?
Well, that was, again, that was a major point in this script, because as a feminist, you kind of look at a lot of these roles in movies, and a lot of young female characters that I've turned down playing have been specifically because they're just the typical kind of female plot device, which is like a damsel or a sexual, boobs out, ass up, kind of that's all we need, and I was always I don't want to play that girl. I kind of broke onto the scene in Kick-Ass, and that was a movie that was not usual for an 11-year-old, and it was because I wasn't a usual 11-year-old. I didn't want to play the little sister, and I always told my mom and my brother that. I was like, I don't want to do these roles. I don't want to play the plot device, and ever since then, I just never did. And growing up in a family with 4 boys, I never was the plot device in my family. I was never just the little girl in the corner. I was the one playing wide receiver with my brothers, doing football and killing them, beating them up in boxing and stuff. I never wanted to be in the back seat. I always wanted to be the driver.
And it's interesting. I mean, just this film, in the span of a month, I've seen you in. You were in If I Stay, which is a teen YA. You were in this film, obviously, is a different kind of genre. You were in, I went to, humble brag, but I went to the Toronto Film Festival. I saw you in Clouds of Sils Maria, which is amazing. And she plays an actress that you would expect a young actress to kind of be like. It's like a satire. You're in Laggies. I mean, it's kind of hard to pin down. All those films are different. It's kind of really hard to pin down, I guess, what you're doing. I feel like that makes you kind of an anomaly. It seems like Hollywood likes to put people in boxes and make them, stay. I mean, you have to consciously fight against that every chance you get, basically.
I definitely have, studio heads and people wanting to put me in a box. After Kick-Ass, they wanted me to only play the bad girl. And, when I was a little kid, I was only auditioning for, the little baby Satan roles. Or, the little girl who was, sexually molested or something. And, those were the only 2 characters that were out there. And I was always I don't want to do that. Again, I was I don't want to be, the little Winnie the Pooh girl, and I don't want to be the little girl who has a prostitute for a mom, and you know what I mean? I just never wanted to play into the stereotypes. I've always been one against all stereotypes that I've seen in life in general. And my mom, I have to give her a lot of credit in that, because she kind of raised me in that setting in real life, which then I think, art imitates life, so it just kind of bled into it a little bit.